Today's practice of being is be steadfast. Now, I realize steadfast isn't a word we hear a lot these days. Some of us may have heard it in Sunday school or church from time to time, but I know it's not a daily life kind of word for most of us. Today, I'm hoping to change that. Steadfast means resolutely firm and unwavering, immovable. So you might be thinking, how's that possible right now, when the landscape of our world seems to have radically altered? And is that even good? Because really what we're being asked is to be more flexible, to go with the flow, to let go of all of our best laid plans. Well, yes, all of those things are important. Vital, even. Releasing our human will is more essential than ever, because it's only when we release our human will that we can lean into the healing power of love. And that's when we become steadfast. Steadfast in our reliance, confidence, joy, hope, faith, understanding, belief, and trust in love. But how do we do that when we're being constantly bombarded by bad news and dire predictions? Well, how do we do anything when it's hard? We keep doing it, no matter what. So I'm a big sports fan, and those of us who are sports lovers, I think one of the reasons we love sports so much is because athletes seem to do what the rest of us can't. Now, I don't mean their talent. What I mean is they dedicate themselves to something and they don't give up. They know that to play their sport well, they have to practice every day. They have to swim thousands of laps or hit thousands of tennis balls. It's not even actually thousands of tennis balls. I Googled how many tennis balls has Roger Federer hit. And in 2010, somebody estimated 50 to 75 million. It's 10 years later and Federer is still at the top of his game. So the greatest of all time, which many people think he is, has hit probably 150 million tennis balls, because to become the greatest tennis player of all time, no matter how gifted you are, you know you have to practice. Michael Phelps swims nearly 50 miles a week, and he's been doing this since childhood. When he's in peak training, he practices twice a day for 6 hours a day. Well, it's time for the rest of us to adopt that attitude in becoming love practitioners. We have to dedicate ourselves to leaning into listening, practicing, sharing, and trusting in the healing power of love. It doesn't matter what any of our spiritual traditions or belief systems are. It doesn't matter whether we do or don't believe in what the world calls a traditional higher power. Deep down, don't we all know that love is the answer? That love is the only answer, that love is all there is, that love powers our world. We've just forgotten this. We've been living as though the world is our playground and we're expecting someone else to come clean it up after us. I think one of the reasons we're all so moved by the music and messages of hope that are going viral from around the world is because we're relieved to realize that human beings still know how to show up with our whole hearts. Well, of course we are. We're a heart-driven species who have been deluded into believing that this is a head-driven world. It's not. These messages that are going viral, these messages of love, they're giving us hope and they're bringing us healing, and they're just the tip of the iceberg. Not all of us can sing or play instruments or teach yoga from a rooftop in a city, but each and every one of us can be steadfast in love. We can refuse to entertain fear and learn to listen only to love. We can choose to respond in kindness and compassion, no matter the encounter. We can elect to not react when somebody doesn't show up as their best self. We can practice living from our hearts in everything we do, and this is being steadfast. And if each and every one of us can practice like Phelps swim or Federer hits tennis balls, we will demonstrate the healing power of love in our own lives, and that will heal our planet. So right now, let's be steadfast in our heart-centered practices. All athletes have coaches and training partners. Phelps didn't just hop in a pool at age 5 and start swimming, and Federer didn't hit against a backboard. So we need to help one another in our heart-centered practice. So today, let's help each other be steadfast in our gratitude. When fear arises today, counter it with 3 things for which you're grateful. Anything that comes to mind will do. I promise you, invoke gratitude and fear will retreat. Take a moment and text someone or email someone you know and thank them for being them. Thank every customer service person or delivery person you talk to or meet. Thank the person who moves off the sidewalk as you come toward them when you're walking. Thank your neighbors, your family, your friends, your roommates, your dog. Thank the birds singing in the morning or the roof over your head. When you fill your thoughts with gratitude, they're filled with love, and then there's less and less room for fear. This is being steadfast in love. Let's love as we loved when we were kids, deeply and without patience and without rules. Let's let everyone know how grateful we are, and that no matter what the news tells us, we know what a gift life and love are. And then all of us, let's give thanks together and take love viral, because this is the love that heals. Let's love viral and be steadfast in it.